Welcome everybody to our internship search strategy session on LinkedIn. Last time you met Julia Solano, who will be talking about LinkedIn and the strategies that are involved with it. So without further ado, Julie, take us away.
Hey everyone. So we're going to talk about LinkedIn tonight. So I know last time we talked about resumes, and so LinkedIn is really an extended version of that. So what I'm going to do now is share my screen. I'm just going to go ahead and share the screen. Okay. And show you the presentation. All right. So can you see that? Yeah, okay, great. So LinkedIn. So like I said, it's an extension. It's different than a resume, and it's an extension of it in a way, but it gives us room to elaborate. And the ways that it's different too, it also is an opportunity for hiring managers and recruiters to really actively seek you out, which is different than having, your one-page resume and you're sending it out to them. So this is another way to they can actively seek employees. And then something else that's kind of cool about LinkedIn is recommendations. So you can ask former employers or colleagues to write you a recommendation, and it shows up on your LinkedIn page. And then the fourth thing really is that it's a living, breathing network of people, of jobs. It's a business-focused social media is the best way to put it. But really, it's about, there's so many opportunities on it with in terms of networking and connecting with different employers, with former coworkers, really building out the network that we talk about and will continue to talk about over and over. I know we will be doing, I think I've mentioned it last time too, a workshop on informational interviews and how to network. So that's for the future. But for now, we're just building the basis for how you do that with LinkedIn. So I'll give you a quick little outline of what we're going to talk about this evening. So I'm going to show you some stats about why LinkedIn is awesome, why we use it, why we really promote it in the business school. And then I'll send you a profile checklist that's really helpful of building your profile. And also in this slideshow, there is a very helpful profile checklist from LinkedIn itself. Then we'll talk about headlines and summary. And basically, this is going to be one of those presentations similar to the resume one that you come back to over and over again because there's really great material. It's a lot of material all condensed in one place. So you're probably going to want to pause and review and stuff. So we are recording, so you can do that. And then lastly, I will show you just briefly how to use the LinkedIn search function. We will get more into that when we focus on networking, but I just want to show you how to use it while we're on it. So you have a sense of that as well. Okay, so let's talk about why LinkedIn. So as you can see, LinkedIn, thinking about it in terms from the hiring manager and company standpoint, and then from members and candidates standpoint too. So I'm not going to read everything on the slide, but you can see there's a lot of great reasons from both sides why we want to come together and connect over LinkedIn, what it provides. So that number at the top left, over 97,000 companies in the US, that number is updated from May 2021. And it went up, I looked at Mary Kate's presentation from last year, and it was about 20,000. So I think the pandemic really encouraged a lot of businesses to get online and to promote themselves through LinkedIn. So a lot of opportunity for you all to apply to jobs and to find opportunities, and for employers to find you as well. So 3 million jobs posted on LinkedIn in the US every month. And then just hopping over to the other side, you can add 38,000 skills. So it's to showcase your personal brand, which I kind of like that term too. 38,000 skills. This is like so many possibilities of combinations of what makes you you, what makes you unique, who you are, to really showcase that on LinkedIn. And like I said at the beginning, it's more than just the one-page sheet that they only spend 6 seconds with. An employer may come back over and over to check out your profile, to really observe, who is this person and what are they about? What do other people say about them, the recommendations? What does their history look like? And so also hiring managers, even if you don't apply to a job through LinkedIn, say you apply through Handshake, they probably are going to go look at your LinkedIn to see more about you. So that's part one of why LinkedIn. Part two is just some fun stats that I found from LinkedIn recently too. something interesting as well with the pandemic, remote listings have gone up significantly. A lot of people want to work remote. If that's something that interests you, there is still a lot of opportunity for remote work, remote internships. And there's also, you notice 57 million companies on LinkedIn. So that 97,000 specific to the US, but 57 million across the globe. So you might, if you want to work remotely in France, you could do that potentially. So lots of opportunity available to us through LinkedIn. Okay. So this is what I mentioned a little while ago about building a great profile. This is one of those slides you're going to want to come back to and take a look at, really read through and think about. So the things that we're going to talk about that really help showcase your personal brand, as they said earlier in the slide, your personal brand, you can do that through your headline and through your summary, especially. Of course, your experiences are going to list out and show who you are, but those two things we're going to talk about in a little bit to really help you adapt your profile to the kind of work you want to have, the jobs you aspire to have. And then something I wanted to mention too, picking an appropriate photo. So in the fall, you will have the opportunity, I believe, and Bill, you can confirm, but I think you'll have the opportunity to get a headshot from the business school that you can use on your profile. So a professional headshot at some point. So Bill, I don't know if you're there and you can confirm, but yes, confirm. Okay, awesome. Thank you. Yeah. So just wanted to let you know that if you don't have a photo right now, a professional photo, that's okay. You will get one in the fall. And then, yeah, making sure, number 5 as well, I wanted to highlight your skills and expertise with keywords. I'm going to show in a couple slides some of the ways that you can be strategic about that and use some of the tools that we have. But just to throw it out there, I'm going to say it over and over and over. Using the keywords and language for the jobs that you want to have is critical. It helps to filter things through and helps to really for employers to see that you have the skills they're looking for. So learning how to find those keywords is going to be important too. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. And then collecting diverse recommendations. So I mentioned earlier one of the things that sets apart LinkedIn is the fact that you can have recommendations from people who you've worked with, who've managed you. So start thinking creatively about, okay, who can I reach out to write me a recommendation? Who knows me and who can speak to my skills and my talents and abilities to show that. So, okay. All right, so let's talk about headlines a little bit. So your value proposition, these 3 points, your headline really wants to show how you solve problems, what benefits that you bring and hiring managers can expect from you, and why they should hire you. So this is just a quick sample one. I'm going to show you a couple different ones as well. But something key there is the aspiring manager. If you haven't held the position that you want, you can put aspiring, and then talking about innovative problem solver, you're good at solving problems. Business as a force for good, that's kind of a hat tip to our business school motto. We help students become a force for good in the workplace, right? So let's give you an example one too. I have a couple more examples as well. So resume worded, you see the faded word in the back, is similar to JobScan, which is our platform we're able to use where you would submit, say, a job description of a job you want, and then your resume, or you can actually on resume worded scan your LinkedIn profile to see how they match up with the job description. I'm not sure about JobScan, but I can find out if you can do that as well. So resume worded, you can scan both and see how do the keywords on my profile match up to this job. And if it's low, you can figure out what words can I add to my profile to help boost that scan, to help for employers looking for you and recruiting to have your profile pop up as they search as well. And so, yeah, you can see here too what I mentioned about aspiring or entry level as well. Using those industry specific words, that's really helpful too. And then this one shows some hard skills as well. Okay, so I went ahead and pulled a couple of our MSB alumni and their profiles. I went ahead and grabbed those to show you what they have to say, what their profiles look like currently. So I thought that was kind of cool to see, what do students who've graduated recently, what do their MSB profile headlines look like for LinkedIn? So Alexander, you can see too, aspiring market professional. He lists his master's, his MSB master's there, connecting background with philosophy and marketing. So I know for a lot of you guys with your different backgrounds, not being specifically business, that is an asset. So the fact that you studied something else, something different, you can highlight that and showcase how that could help as you move into the business world. So, and you can see Natalie too, she has research and education. And then Maria's is a little bit shorter, but I wanted to show, you know, she's currently employed, she's not necessarily seeking, so hers is more specific, but it seems like Alexander's probably still searching, it looks like. So, so yeah, that's just to show, you can come back and reference that if you'd like. And I recommend too, when we get to the search function, I'm going to use CUA alumni as the example. Look for MSB alumni too, see what they're up to, what fields they've gone into. If you're feeling like, I don't know what I want to do, where I want to go with this, this is a great way to start, is to look at other profiles of people who are connected to us, to CUA. Something I do want to note here as well, and I don't think they didn't really do this, which is great. Avoid using some of the like cliche adjectives like best, amazing, hardworking, dedicated. We want to avoid using those. They're overused, they're unnecessary. We can focus in and really help show, not tell, what you're good at and that you are hardworking. We can do that through your headline and through your summary. All right, so this is another page that you can come back to, some more sample MSB specific headlines that you can take a look at, and that can help kind of just jog your thoughts on what yours should look like, right? And what you could possibly do, because you are unique. And so nobody's MSB headline is going to look exactly the same. So, okay. And then this is another one to come back to. I know this is a lot on a screen, but it's one of those that I think will help. So on the left side are the competencies, so career readiness competencies that employers are seeking, right? And so what I went ahead and did was I took the related skills, and this is just like a snippet of the possible related skills. We have what's called our action verb worksheet, basically, that really helps with figuring out okay, I want to show this skill. I want to show I'm hardworking, or I'm good at critical thinking. And it's got lists of words that you could use that describe you. So we will send that as well later on. But this is just a great way to kind of show and come back to, okay, if I want to demonstrate my professionalism and my work ethic, here's some quick at a glance words that I could use in my headline or in my summary. All right, so you will come back to that one. Okay, so we move into the summary piece. So we're gonna talk about what to say and how to say it. Yet another slide to come back to. So yeah, save this slide for sure. Something just to, I've been saying it, show, not tell. Storytelling is a great way to do this. So highlighting your successes, showing your character, your life outside of work. And storytelling, it's a challenge in a way that we want to encourage you to take on, to figure out how to tell the story of you in short, concise ways, right? So that might mean editing, that might mean asking for help. We are happy to help in the Career Development Office or the MSB office to help you edit down and get it to a concise and clear message to show who you are. And really also remembering to pull in those industry words, those hard skill words, the key words, right? So it's an art that you definitely can learn, and that we want to help you learn, that this MSB program will help you learn over the next year for sure. And then also, yeah, so I think I named all those. And then framing your past is another way too, of like the short, concise storytelling, something that like maybe a story from your past work history that really shows how you accomplished something, how you solved a problem, thought critically about something, that type of thing. And then how to say it. So how to say it. So we're looking at all these different aspects of it. I mentioned, you know, the storytelling. And then also, I really like to create white space on your LinkedIn profile. We don't want your summary to be like a giant paragraph. We want to break it up. You can use bullets or lists as well if you want. And then really coming back to that first sentence, that's critical in your summary, making it count, making it show your passion, your enthusiasm. You know, it says in here too about like, you don't have to introduce yourself. Your profile does that right at the top. So it's different than a cover letter. We don't want to copy and paste a cover letter template into your summary, right? This should look different than that for sure. And just, yeah, mentioning too, cutting the jargon. I mentioned earlier, some of those words we don't want to overuse as well, the buzzwords, right? Okay. And then lastly, ask for what you want. What are you aspiring to? What jobs do you want to hold? From your experience, what do you believe you are good at? And that's the key thing too, that we hope you take away from the MSB program, is that you believe you are good at this. You believe that you have the capabilities for the ability to learn how to do whatever job it is you desire to have. That's what we want to instill that confidence in you. And so if you're struggling with that right now, that is okay. You're at the very beginning of this process. And so, and if that continues to be a struggle, please come see me. I would love to talk with you, talk through it, help hone in on your skills, highlight your skills, and help you figure out you. So I hope that I'm able to meet with you guys throughout this year. And I know Mary Kate too, coming back, is looking forward to doing that as well. So please know that we are here for you, and that if this is a little bit overwhelming, don't be alarmed, it's okay. And we're here for you as you go through this process. So, okay. So we're gonna shift gears a little bit, and I wanna show you the LinkedIn search function. So I'm hoping, I did my share screen, so it should pull this up. Can you see it okay? You can give me a head nod, Anthony. Can you see this screen? Yeah, okay, sweet. So I just linked it to our Catholic University page, but normally when you log into LinkedIn, it would be a home page with like the news feed type thing. So you could just search for Catholic University in the search box. So you're gonna come here and scroll down, and I have it set on alumni right now. You can look at jobs at CUA if you wanted, or posts from CUA and stuff. So you can see we have 52,000 alumni on here. So that's a ton of people. Something else that's really cool, you can search by, by an alumni's name, or you can search by the keyword or company. And if you keep scrolling, as you can see like where they live, where they work. So say you want to see, okay, well, I'm interested in working at Deloitte. So I'm going to click on Deloitte and then scroll down. And so when you scroll down, you can see some of the people. Now, I'm not an alumni, as I mentioned last time too, so I'm not necessarily connected to a ton of alumni, and that's okay if you're not either. Maybe you can look at your undergrad as well to help find those connections. But it's okay to reach out to someone you don't know, especially now that you have that CUA connection. And so we'll talk more about that when we get to the networking and informational interview portion. But this is just a super helpful tool. So at a glance of if I'm still searching for an internship and stuff, and one way to network. So I just wanted to show you that briefly. Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. I believe that's everything. Yes, okay. All right, so I know that was a really quick run through of everything. But if you have questions, or when you're referencing this and watching this video, please reach out. My email is Silano, CILANO @cua.edu. Happy to talk through and yeah, work on that with you. So, all right, I think that's it. Bill, any thoughts or anything you wanted to add?
No, Julie, that was fantastic. That was exactly what we were going for. Students, we just want to give you a really good introspection into how you can use LinkedIn effectively, especially when you're going out for your internship search, and eventually how you'll use it for your job search. So Julie, fantastic job. To everyone else, I think our next one is after the 4th of July. I believe it's the week afterwards. So we'll also be recording that one, but we'd love to see more of you in person as well, or on your cameras anyway. All right, if there are no other questions, then we'll see you guys soon, and look for the next video in the coming days.